That's Hot Media presents Cracks of Light, a fiction podcast, written, directed, and produced by award-winning author and filmmaker John Charles Reedburg. Based on his best-selling book, Cracks of Light, this is Episode 1, The First Time I Saw the Light, narrated by Kitson Wells.
As a kid, I was never afraid of the dark. It was the light that scared me. It didn't come from phobias or flashbacks about fires burning, lightning, or anything involving electricity. What I dreaded was a radiance that manifested and emerged from the dark. I was 4 years old when I first saw the light. I was in my bedroom closet when a speck of brightness, floating in a sea of darkness, first glanced at out of the corner of my eye, getting my attention. It bounced against me, hitting my nose and my face, forcing me to grab at it and swat it away like a firefly. I was never successful. Not that day. Not ever. I could tell from how it moved that it had a mind of its own. It came every night after, whether I was sleeping or not. I always knew when it had passed through because my room would smell like jasmine and orange-flavored candy, and the temperature would drop to an unbearable, penetrating chill. The air I exhaled was as white as a ghost. One night, when I was 9 years old and close to falling asleep, a cloud of light appeared from the shadows of the ceiling and hovered over my bed. The brightness had grown. It was no longer a spot of radiance shifting in the darkness. Now it was a brilliant cluster of energy the size of a crystal ball. My dark room was the night sky, and the light was a sphere resembling many tiny exploding moons, and it was calling out my name. Although the light had never spoken to me before, when it did, it sounded like a girl my age. She wanted to know if I was sleeping. "Demetrius, are you awake?" I squeezed my eyes shut and pretended to be asleep. Maybe if I played the Jedi mind trick and planted the opposite suggestion in its thoughts, the light would be persuaded to go away. "Demetrius," the voice said. I felt my bed shaking. "Are you awake?" "No," the voice giggled. "You're funny. Do you want to hear a secret?" "No." "Don't you want to be my friend?" "I didn't say that," I said, now trembling. "How about we play a game?" "No, thank you." "So you lied. You don't want to be my friend." My eyes opened. "I didn't say that." I heard a crackling noise. Suddenly, the dark face of a young girl poked through the portal of light and came towards me until both of our noses were close to touching. I froze. The outline of her face spilled out cracks of light. Her glare had a power that seemed to move right through me, and her frown became a smile as soft as my pillow. My thoughts filled with questions, and her wink held all the answers. I didn't have to say anything more. She pulled back into the portal with a look on her face that informed me that she knew me. The light vanished. I screamed for my mother at the top of my lungs. "Mama, mama, 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 mama." In the beginning, the shades stayed lowered to protect me from the outside world. Like the walls of my mother's stomach, they kept me safe, like a caterpillar inside a cocoon. No matter how hard I tried, my imperfections never allowed me to become a butterfly. My failures were only a part of being human. Mama told me I was an old soul that'd been here before. I had been blind to the light, and had lived for months inside the darkness that was a part of the vessel that carried me. I survived the blackness with no signs of life, except for those thumps from the heartbeat pounding against my chest, like an enraged animal that wanted to escape. A tentacle attached to my stomach was like a cord from the universe that fed my existence. Until one day, when a portal of brightness appeared and pushed me towards the end of a shadowy tunnel, towards light. One of my mothers from a past life told me that light had its own world, and if I ever got in, I would experience fear. The light was an energy, albeit in a different form. The year was 1983. I was born into poverty as a black boy named Demetrius. My mother was Olivia Jordan. We lived on the 3rd floor of the Park Arms apartments, in an area of Los Angeles called Hyde Park. Our building was a 4-story lime structure that crawled with ignorance, pain, and unfixable broken families. If busted couches in front of buildings stuck out like a sore thumb, Park Arms was the black eye of the neighborhood. Our 2-bedroom apartment would have been a perfect fit if Mama and I were cockroaches. During the day, my room was a place to do homework and watch TV. When it was time to go to sleep, it became a dark emptiness that had part of its space filled with a dresser, a closet, and a single bed. And there, hiding in the shadows, were poster-filled walls plastered with powerful superheroes who never saved me.
If you enjoyed this episode of Cracks of Light, please be sure to share, follow, and leave a review. If you really like us, you can pick up the book version of Cracks of Light, a novel by John Charles Reedburg from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, Walmart, Google Books, or anywhere books are sold. We'll see you next episode. Thanks for listening.